Friends, it is time for the big finale. So we've learned today how to count by twos. We've learned how to count by fives. And now we're going to talk about skip counting by tens. So if you do not have your 120s chart out, you should still have it out. Make sure that you have your yellow crayon, no other color but yellow. And go ahead and stick your crayon box on that fives chart because we don't want to accidentally color on that. This fives chart is filled out and ready to go to help you. We are going to take a look at the skip count by tens. Go ahead and highlight that tens so that you know where to find it if you need it. Great job, friends. Okay, so we've already kind of talked a little bit about skip counting by tens last week when we talked about 10 more, because we remember that if we put any finger on our number and you go right below it, you are skip counting by tens. This chart we are going to mark to do the standard skip counting by tens when you start by 10. But remember, you can start at any number that you want to skip count by tens. So before we color, let's practice that. Let's just do a normal skip counting by tens. Remember, you can start at 0 or you can start at 10. Let's start at 10 together. Ready? 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 120. Great job. Let's go ahead and color in that row. We know how to skip by tens, but let's practice a few other ways as well. So go ahead and color the whole way down that line, making sure that you are being super duper neat so that it doesn't accidentally go into another number and confuse you. Awesome, friends. Okay, you are done with your crayon. We are not going to color anymore, so you can put your crayon away so that it doesn't get lost and you have it for other things later. I'm going to keep my crayon box on top of my chart so that I don't confuse you all. Let's talk a little bit about the important thing to keep in mind when you're skip counting by tens. When you're skip counting by tens, it's important to remember the digit in the ones place. Just like we have a pattern for our fives with 5 and 0, anytime that you skip count by tens, the digit in the ones place will always be the same. Take a look. 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, all the way down to the bottom. Now, what if I wanted to skip count by tens starting at 17? What's the digit in the ones place of 17? If you said 7, you are correct. And watch the digit in the ones place when I go down the line, because remember, skip counting by tens, you just go straight down. Ready? 17, 27, 37, 47, 57, 67. Oh my goodness, it looks like the digit in the ones place stays the same every time. Now let's take a look at the digits in the tens place. Let's look at our yellow line with just regular counting. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's like our tens are adding another stick of 10 every single time. For 10, we have 1 10, and then we have 2 10s, and then 3, and then 4, and then 5. Now let's go back to skip counting by 17. We already talked about how the digit in the ones place is always going to have a 7. But let's take a look at our tens place. We start with 0 7s, or 0 10s, 1 10, 2 10s, 3 10s, 4 10s, 5 10s, and it keeps getting bigger and bigger. So that is very important to remember. You are never adding any ones, you're only adding tens. Now, one final thing that is important to know in second grade is how to skip count backwards by tens. Yes, I said backwards. Oh my goodness gracious. So not only are we going to be able to skip count forward by tens, but we're going to be allowed to start at 120 and skip count backwards. Now, this is not as hard as it may seem. To skip count forward, I start at the top and I go to the bottom. What do you think I might do to skip count backwards? If you said start at the bottom and go to the top, you are correct. So let's all put our fingers on 120 and let's skip count by tens backwards, starting from the greatest, the biggest number, to the least, the smallest number. And let's even add a challenge and see if we can end at 0 instead of 10. Ready? 120, say it with me, 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0. Great job, friends!